What's poppin', everyone? It's Scout Eveleth, your local realtor, and today we are going to be breaking down if moving to the Villages is really worth it in 2025. Now, whether you're thinking about making a move, you're already living here, or you're just wanting to learn more about the Villages, then this is going to be the perfect video for you. So today we'll be covering the dream lifestyle the Villages promises and why so many retirees are drawn here, the real cost behind the amenities, fees, utilities, and insurance that don't always show up in the brochures, and the real pros and cons of daily life here, from golf carts to Florida summers, so you can decide if this is the right fit for you. So if you're thinking about buying, selling, or just wanting to stay up to date on everything that's happening here in the Villages, Florida, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Also, check out my new website, scoutthevillages.com, for the best way to see homes for sale here in the Villages, Florida, and that is linked at the top of the video description down below. But with that said, thank you so much, and let's get right into it. Now, the Villages promises a dream retirement with endless things to do and a busy social scene. But what if that dream lifestyle comes with a price tag that is more than most people expect? Well, in this video, we're breaking down the more realistic cost of living behind all those amazing extras. I'll give you realistic numbers of what people are paying in 2025, comparing the official numbers to the actual bills so you can decide what the fun is worth relative to the final cost. And to really understand it, we first need to talk about why this place has become such a big draw. Because before you look at the money, you have to understand the promises that the Villages offer. Now, the appeal is clear. The Villages isn't just a group of neighborhoods, it is a whole plan for your retirement life. No wonder people call it Disneyland for adults. The extras are some of the biggest attractions. There are over 100 pools here in the Florida sun, there are dozens of recreational centers full of activities, and thousands of clubs for every hobby that you can think of. And for golfers, it's almost perfect, with free play on most of the regular courses, and all you really need is your cart, turning what is usually an expensive hobby in most places into a practical way of life here in the Villages. But golf is only the beginning. What also brings people here is the excellent social scene. For retirees leaving behind old jobs and friends, loneliness can be a real worry, but the Villages fights that problem straight on. 3 busy town squares light up every night with free music and dancing, and those over 3,000 social clubs mean you'll always find your people here in the community. And whether it's poker, pottery, acting, or biking, the community is built right into the plan. And let's not forget about the golf cart amenities. In the Villages, golf carts are your daily ride for most people. With miles of special paths, you are driving your cart not just to the course, but to the store, the doctor, and even date night at the town squares. People decorate them like custom cars, show them off during the holidays, and the whole thing adds to that forever vacation feeling you won't find anywhere else. So yes, the sales pitch is as good as it sounds, but of course, good things always come for a price. Which brings us to the next big question. What does living really cost here in the Villages? Now this is where reality hits those shiny brochures, because on paper, the Villages says you can live here for under $1,000 a month without a mortgage. But most people quickly find out that that's more wishful thinking than truth. For example, the amenity fee is the cost that most people are aware of, which is $199 per month in 2025, and it gives you access to all the rec centers, pools, and the smaller golf courses. Which is not too bad, but beyond that, the costs really start to stack up. Because here comes the Community Development District fees, or CDD fees. Now this has a few parts, which is going to be the bond, the maintenance fee, and sometimes the fire fee depending on the area. The bond is your share of the cost that were paid for developing things like the road, sewers, and utilities. Now the newer homes usually have much bigger bonds than the older homes, and sometimes the older homes may have their bond already paid off. So some of these resale homes will brag about the bond paid because it's a big plus once that bond has been taken care of. But then there's the yearly maintenance fee, which is used to keep the streets and public spaces nice and clean here in the Villages. And finally, the fire fee, which covers the fire and EMS services in some parts of the Villages. But together, these extras can easily add hundreds to your monthly cost if you don't plan on them accordingly. And then there's utilities. The Villages has estimated that this could be about $90 per month, but with Florida, the heat usually says otherwise. In reality, most people report paying $200 to $250 per month on the electricity bill. And that's because the air conditioners run almost all the time in the long, humid summers. And adding in the water usage for the lawn, and suddenly the water bill isn't so small either. But the biggest costs come from what I like to call the big three, which is going to be your taxes, your insurance, and your general upkeep and maintenance for the home. Now, the insurance prices in Florida have shot up over the past few years, and this is likely due to storms and general market conditions where they've sometimes doubled in that period of time. And don't forget to add in the lawn service and pest control, which are services you don't normally skip here in Florida. So when you add it all together, the $1,000 monthly budget that the Villages recommends easily creeps closer to $1,200 or more. Now, don't get me wrong, many people think it's worth every penny to live here in the Villages, but others say they wish they knew the full story before signing a contract or moving here. And that's really just one side of the coin, because beyond the money, you also have to ask yourself something even bigger. And that would be, is this lifestyle the right fit for you? Now here's where things get a bit personal, and locals sometimes refer to this as the bubble. Inside the Villages, life is safe, clean, and almost fully self-contained. You've got doctors, shopping, entertainment, golf, and all the activities in one easy world. And many people love this, but some say it feels too closed off, and the population is mostly the same, and while this comfort works for some, others miss the mix and variety of life outside the Villages. But then there's the activities themselves, where life here is built for people who want to be social most of the time, whether that's pickleball, theater, pool parties, or consistent events. For outgoing people, it's really a paradise, but if you're shy or like quiet nights, well, you're still paying that $199 fee per month whether you use these amenities or not. And for some, that mismatch can lead to regret. And of course, no talk about Florida is complete without addressing the weather. Winter is why people come here typically, playing golf in January while your northern friends shovel snow is really unbeatable. But summertime, that's where the trade-off really happens. With the long, hot, and humid summers, there's also plenty of mosquitoes, bugs, and the famous love bug swarms. And for some, these 3 rough months is worth the 9 greater ones elsewhere. But for others, that could really be a deal breaker. So, where does this leave us overall? So here's the bottom line. The Villages gives you amazing extras and tons of activities, a built-in social life, and a lifestyle you truly will not find anywhere else. But the cost, both in money and in lifestyle, are sometimes more than people expect. If you build a budget closer to $1,200 or $1,400 a month, without a mortgage, and you plan to join the clubs, events, and other fun activities, then you'll truly be amazed at the value the Villages has to offer. But if you're on a very tight budget or you're not really the social type, then the fees and lifestyle may feel more like a weight than a gift. And at the end of the day, the Villages can absolutely be a dream come true for some people, but only if the dream matches the lifestyle that you really want. But with that said, let me know what you think. Do you think the Villages is really worth moving here in 2025? Be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. And if you like this video, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future updates. But with that said, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time.